Hi, Dr. Liz here, and today's topic is what to do with your adolescent. All right, this is my big advice for you. I'm just kidding. Like, seriously, adolescence is so hard, and I am constantly asking parents that are ahead of me or have a lot of kids, like what to do about this or what to do about that, right? And the biggest overall tip that I can give you is to try to stay present. So what I see, one of the biggest problems, sometimes this happens with myself, sometimes with my friends, sometimes with clients, other moms I talk to, is that you move into fear thinking about the future. You think, oh my God, this kid is doing this and they're going to do this, this, and this. They're going to end up on drugs, or they're going to end up as stripper, or I don't know, whatever, right? Whatever your greatest fear is. And they start to live in that space. Like if something doesn't change, this is what's going to happen to them. And I have learned over the years, and particularly through one of my good friends, that the best thing you could do is stay present. You don't know what's going to happen, right? I talked to a school principal one time, and I was struggling with my daughter in math, and I was like, I don't know what to do here. What kind of services do I request? What do I do this? Do I take her out of that class? Like all this stuff. And I said, is she ever going to go to college? Like what's going on here? And she told me that she almost didn't make it out of high school. Like they really thought she wouldn't graduate high school. She was so bad at her subjects and failing everything, in math in particular. But eventually she graduated and she worked some, and then she put herself through college, and then she went to graduate school, and she ended up getting a PhD and becoming a school principal. And then I think she was even like a superintendent of a district. She was way up north. She wasn't down here where I live. And she was like, don't worry about any of that. Like the only thing you need to solve, the only thing you really need to think about is like, how can I support this child in the present? That's it. Don't think way too far ahead. Don't go way in the future about what their life is going to look like, because you have no idea. We do not know, right? People are unpredictable to actually a certain degree. I might even say a large degree. People change significantly over their life. All kinds of things happen to them. Sometimes they go through healing. Sometimes it's psychotherapy. Sometimes it's something random. Sometimes they, get into recovery, like all kinds of methods and ways to change. So we are not set. There was a big study that came out, it's probably been about 5 years now, where it said that even personality over a lifetime changes significantly. So we used to think that this was like a pretty stable construct. That's what we call it in psychology. Like personality is pretty set and it doesn't really change. That was not the case when they studied these people over, I think it was like 50, 75 years or something. Their personalities changed significantly. So this is my biggest tip for parents of adolescents. Try to stay present, okay? My good friend also who taught me that said, you want free tickets to a horror show? Just think about the future. Because our minds always go to like the worst things that could happen. And part of my practice that I've been practicing over like the last year, a couple of years, is actually when one of those thoughts comes up, a fear thought about something horrible happening in the future, to switch gears and teach myself, how about thinking about something positive that feels a lot better? Like, okay, this kid could become an amazing designer or something, This kid could end up majoring in engineering, even if she's failing math right now, something like that, right? That just makes you feel better. Like, let's imagine a great future for your adolescent, not a doomed one. And that has been really helpful to me personally, just to shift that energy when I'm even talking to them or trying to support them or trying to help them in some way. So I hope that helps some other mama out there who's struggling. We all struggle. That's my best thing to tell you. We all struggle, and it's okay. And as Mike Boudreaux said, he had, I don't remember if it was 6 or 8 kids. I interviewed him on my podcast, and he is like a major player in the topic is self-sabotage. And at the very end, I said, Mike, you have a lot of kids. And he started laughing. He said, yes, I do. And I said, could you give some parenting tips for adolescents? And he said, this too will pass. Like, understand that this is a development. It's developmental stage most of the time that they're going through. Their brains are not fully developed. And we know brains actually continue to develop even in adult years. They change significantly. So just remember, this too will pass. All right? Have a wonderful week. Peace. Oh, you can see more about me over at my website, drlizhypnosis.com, DRLIZ, hypnosis.com, or you can join the newsletter through text right through your phone. Just text the word hypnotize to 444-999, and you will get access to free hypnosis downloads to help reduce fear and anxiety. It's a perfect one if you have adolescents. So go ahead and make that move, and also subscribe. Like, hit that red button down there and subscribe to my channel. Thanks to everybody. Have a wonderful week. Peace.